G'day, guys. Welcome back to Stat Chat Sports. You're here with Steve and Tazza. Tazza, today we're looking for game week 14, this weekend's upcoming fixtures. We look at the game of the week every single week. We focus on one game. A little bit of a struggle to find one this week, must admit. A couple of mid games. But we settled on who we got? Manchester United and West Ham as the game of the week. Obviously, West Ham have found some form. Early days, they were fairly average. They were sitting down the bottom at one stage with not many goals scored. They were looking pretty poor. And on the other end of the scale, you've got United who have, they've been okay under Ten Hag at the moment, but in the last five, sort of only, you know, they've looked a little bit under par, albeit a couple of tough fixtures in there for them: City, Newcastle, and Chelsea at the weekend, which is the games they all drop points at. But it's going to be an interesting one because if we look at the last five fixtures between the two sides, it's favours Man United, but it's still always a close affair.
Yeah, I mean this matchup probably lacks the glamour that we like to put into these game of the weeks, but it's still set to if we went back say 6 weeks on this fixture, it would have been a drubbing. It would have been United for sure, going to run all over them. But West Ham have shown a bit of backbone in the last few weeks. They have pulled it together, and it's been good because I mean it was really odd seeing West Ham struggle. I mean, given the investment as well into their attack, bringing in Skamaka as well, who I think he's scored a couple now. I know he
Might be
scored
one or
the other
two.
week. Yeah, so he might be finding his feet now, hopefully. But I mean, United at Old Trafford still. I mean, West Ham have only recovered so much. I think personally, I don't see how United won't get it done. They are, like you said, the form line doesn't rate great until you look at who they've versed.
Mm.
The 2-0 win against Tottenham was pretty impressive. A 1-1 at Chelsea, so I mean, albeit really at the death, so they
Mm.
were lucky
Yeah.
to get a point there.
Mm.
But yeah, given it's Old Trafford, I'll probably tend to lean towards United.
Yeah, I think I'll agree. Although last season's fixture at Man United, at Old Trafford rather, was decided by a 93rd minute Marcus Rashford winner. So they know how to leave it late. United, Fergie time as they like to call
Fergie time.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I, I think we might see a bit more of a comfortable win out of Ten Hag's United side here. I think as much as West Ham have sort of found a little bit of form, their wins in the last five come against Bournemouth, Fulham, and Wolves. Fulham probably the most impressive one out of those because Fulham have actually been really really impressive this season thus far. Um, and a 1-0, the 1-0 loss to Liverpool, which to be fair to Liverpool could have probably been more. They've been up and down after going scoreless in their first three games, which is what led them to be bottom of the league. They're on a slow incline, so I think that incline will come to a halt this week because I'm gonna say United win probably 3-0 here. I think they'll be able to lock out the forward line of West Ham relatively comfortably.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, West Ham scored 11 goals for the year, so slow start. They are warming into it, but I tend to agree. I'd say I give them 2-0. I think they've reasonably locked it up as of late, and United haven't exactly been free scoring lately. So I think I'll tip 2-0.
Yeah, I suppose it's a good point actually. United have only scored three goals in a game once this season against Arsenal, and because two of those came on the break because of how advanced Arsenal were playing, whereas West Ham probably don't play that kind of, that style of football. So perhaps the counter-attacking style of United may not benefit too much this game, but we might see them come out of that setup a little bit to maybe get on the front foot a little bit more rather than sit back and waiting for counterattacks. All right, Taz, it's time for the unpopular opinion segment. We did it a little bit differently last week. We with the Ballon d'Or that was just been, we looked at a couple of placings there and mentioned our thoughts on them. But back to the normal way of the segment this week. We've got a couple between us. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. All right. Look, completely unpopular and probably just a gag, really. The Championship is the most entertaining league in the world.
Entertainer. Okay.
Anyone can win on any given day.
Yeah.
That's that kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not. You're not. The skill isn't great, but I don't know if you've seen the Championship table lately, but it makes for some wild reading.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Maybe not the most entertaining, but I can.
That's
I can,
the wrong word,
understand.
100%.
I can see
yeah,
maybe exciting, I suppose.
exciting
in a way.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and there's a reason why they many people would say that it's the hardest league in the world to get out of, because of how tightly packed it is. I saw the league table over the weekend. I don't have it in front of me at the moment, so I don't know exactly how close and how far everybody is. But
I'll give you one. Blackburn have more losses in second than West Brom have in 23rd.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, there's some pretty wild anomalies through here. I could go on for a long time, but yeah, there's just, I mean, yeah, Coventry, West Brom, both 22nd and 23rd have less losses than Blackburn in second. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I was just getting up the table and I could see what you're saying. Seven losses
7 losses.
for Blackburn.
No draws. Yeah,
No draws.
that's where they've come unstuck. So like the most wins in the league, but yeah, just some crazy. And I mean, there's teams that really, if you're, I mean, if you're sitting mid-table and you get on a run of wins, you're sitting in the promotion spots.
Absolutely.
It's that easy. It's 2 or 3 wins.
I mean, you look between first and 10th, you're looking at 7 points.
Yeah.
2 wins and a draw is the difference between promotion and a mid-table finish.
A couple of wins go your way, or a couple of results go your way, and you can get a couple of wins, sorry, and the results go your way, other results. Then yeah, I mean, fortunes can change in a fortnight in this league, and it's mental.
I'm seeing a lot of red and green all over the place mixed around here. Yeah. There's not a lot of consistency to this.
No.
Yeah, but it's a great call. I mean, yeah, it just the fact in its own right that the team currently sitting second has more losses than West Brom and Coventry in the relegation spots is mental. Yeah, it's why they call it one of the most difficult leagues to get out of, because reasons like this, we can see at the end of the season. I actually believe last season it was Nottingham Forest at some point in the season before they appointed their new manager. They were down, maybe not in relegation, but they were down there, down. And obviously,
I think they were
getting
very
promotion.
close, if not in relegation.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, that just further proves the point that absolutely anything can happen at any point of the season in the Championship. So yeah, no, great call, mate. Great call.
Thanks.
This is almost like a bit of a bold prediction in its own right, if anyone's familiar with bold predictions. But we're going to keep it short and sweet because we are running out of time. But within the next 5 years, Newcastle United will win the Premier League.
Oh, I love it. They're not my number one team, but I do have a soft spot for Newcastle. I do want them to do well, despite all the money and all that. I mean, some people call it unfair, but I do like Newcastle. So, I mean, I love it. And under Eddie Howe, why not? With a bit more investment, I think he's a great manager. I I absolutely think they can do it.
Already they're sitting fourth, which we didn't quite realize. We saw the table and sort of stunned us a little bit. Sitting fourth at the moment, on some great form. I think a little bit testament to the fact that Chelsea United and Liverpool have all been fairly average this season, allows them to sort of creep in there. But if those three teams within the next 5 years continue to sort of slip down the pecking order ever so slightly, that gives Newcastle the prime opportunity to continue to creep up the ladder. And exactly like you said, with more investment, Eddie Howe's done what he's done with the current squad. They're only going to invest more. You know, they are the richest club in the land, so that there's more investment coming into that side. So it's only going to get better from here. So, you know, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see it happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more world class talent that will find its way into that squad. The squad's not a bad squad. Don't get me wrong. There are some fine players in there, but it will get a lot better, and they're only going to grow from here. So why not? I think we'll be seeing him in the Champions League pretty soon.
Yeah, it'd be good to see them in the Champions. If they can make Champions League this season, then they've, you know, within three, they might get it done. So but
it'll be a huge window.
Well, we are going to run out of time, Taz, so we're going to have to wrap it up. Thanks a lot for joining us. As always, if you are new around here, please subscribe and leave any comments below on any of the topics that we've discussed today. But thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.